Growing Up is a book by Dave Fenton about youth ministry in the local church. Those doing youth ministry should find it helpful, but also anyone who cares about the future of our young people.
My name's Dave Fenton and the name of the book is Growing Up. Well, it's about growing up in a very special way and how we grow up within the context of the local church. A lot of adults grow as Christians as they go there, live there and are taught there, but young people go there too. And therefore we need to be thinking about how young people will grow and be nurtured. The ministry to young people and children must be a planned operation. It's something that needs to be thought through. It's something that needs to be trained for. It's something that needs to be budgeted for. It's something that we must look at in the context of all we do with adults, with senior citizens, with babies, with children. All of that must be planned. So part of that must be thinking, if a child is born, it's going to get older. Sounds obvious, but it's true. A 0-year-old is one day going to be 5, and then 10, and then 15, and all the years in between. And that means that all those stages have got to be carefully planned and structured so that that child has a seamless flow through the younger years of their life in the local church. The structure of the book, I think, is fairly simple and straightforward. The first part of the book is very much about the principles of it, the culture that young people live in, and the people who do the work. That's the first part. The second part is how we create the environment for young people to be nurtured in this way. How will they become Christians? How will they live as Christians? How will they grow as Christians? Where can they serve as Christians? In other words, it's about involvement. It's about not putting them somewhere quiet. It's about having them involved in it, and that's very much the middle section. And the end is how we strategically work that out. So I've given some practical examples there of how churches can plan and think and pray towards the place where their ministry has some structure and purpose about it. The people who should read this book, I think, cover pretty well anybody, because I would hope that most people in a local church are concerned about young people. But the people who should certainly read it are church leaders, pastors, elders, whatever their structure is. And they should read it if they're starting up youth ministry or if they've been running it for years, to be absolutely clear that their work is based on good principles, established in the Bible. They are biblical principles. So they should read it. Parents, it's their children after all. I think they should be aware of what their children are getting. And I would say anybody who's got any concern about the age profile of their church, young people should be there. And therefore there should be a concern of the whole church. This is not something isolated. It's something that's part of the life and the dynamic of the local church. It has to be that way. The inspiration and reason for this has been 40 odd years of doing the job. I've been involved either as a volunteer when I was a teacher, or as somebody who worked full-time in the local church. I've been the father of 3 children, I still am the father of 3 children, and they've grown up in the local church. And now I see my grandchildren emerging into local church life. And my passion is that they will have a really good experience of learning about God, of seeking to follow Jesus Christ. And that's got to be done properly. And so I will go on writing about it and talking about it as long as that passion remains alive.